You're on, buddy. This is the Dayton Conservation meeting. I'm going to call it to order. It is being video and audio recorded for cable broadcast and internet posting on www.daytonma.gov and YouTube. Would everyone stand, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, currently in attendance is myself, Jack Crawford, and David Phillips, who is on video and audio. We expect two more members to be coming in. One is on his way through traffic, and another is at a meeting. But as of right now, we still have quorum with the audio and video. Okay.
Glad to see you.
Okay, Abel.
We have Dave on phone.
Okay. And Dave is here. Okay, David. We're going to review. Our first item on the agenda is to review, discuss a new hearing, request for determination of applicability, which is called an RDA application from Donna Marceau to construct a new deck, porch, and carport at 2532 Pleasant Street. A portion of the work falls within the 200-foot riparian zone and the floodplain of the Taunton River.
I'll take them in. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, good evening. My name is Tom Morris with Zenith Consulting Engineers. So the resource area is the Taunton River. The 200-foot riparian zone comes through the middle of the house here. They had started building a deck and porch within this buffer zone, unknowing that they had to come in front of you. They got a stop work order, and now we're here. They were coming for this filing anyway. They wanted to propose a carport off the side of the driveway here. Very little ground disturbance will occur here. There's one tree that needs to go. That's basically it. But we're also in a flood zone, the entire lot.
Okay.
The resource area is on the other side of the street, so I think there's little impact that could possibly happen.
Are there any
Fairly-
catch basins along the street?
Not right in front of us, no.
Yeah, good.
Okay, and you have proposed siltation barriers where necessary on,
We haven't put any on this plan. We certainly could put them in as a condition if you want those. We just thought with the
Well-
street as a buffer and the little ground disturbance that's gonna happen, it wasn't necessary.
The posts are the ground disturbance, right? The posts.
For the deck and the.
Yeah, and they're already in the
Yeah,
ground.
they're already in.
yeah.
And your whole front yard is not, sorry, I'm just gonna address height. Your whole front yard's still grassed, right? Correct. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
they're gonna put the posts and the placards across the street. You do have to buy the placards, they're $1 a piece from us, that's what we paid for them, but,
Okay, well, that would come with the, your notification.
well, this is an RDA, so.
Yeah,
We'll
but
put
still,
it in,
they still have to
put it in the
get
determination.
a determination. Okay, all right. So what we are looking for then is a negative determination. Okay. Either of you guys wish to make a motion for a negative determination?
I make a motion for negative determination for 2532 Pleasant Street.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it passed.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I have 21 days to issue that to you, but I'll probably have it for you next week if you just want to check with me on like Wednesday. Okay? You're welcome, thank you.
Next on the agenda is a notice of intent by Tim Cussins of Parallel Product Solar Energy for construction at 2200 Lewis Street of 2 solar canopies and associated utilities. A portion of the work falls within the jurisdictional wetland resource area. Peer review proposal received from Weston and Sampson.
So,
Lisa, put it down that Dave also voted in favor of that motion, of that motion. Okay.
I preemptively asked for proposal date, can you hear okay?
Okay,
I asked for a proposal from Weston and Sampson, knowing that this is a commercial site, and
right.
they provided one.
Just put it there,
We'll share it right here.
we'll divvy it up.
Okay, right here. Okay.
Hello, members of the commission. My name is Scott Daggett, Senior Project Manager for Farland Corp. I'm here representing Tim Cussin of Parallel Products Solar Energy. What our client proposes to do at 2200 Lewis Street, which is Assessor's Map 14, Lot 41, it currently houses Borges Foreign Auto, which is an auto salvage yard. The lot is about 8.5 acres. It has a 6,400 square foot building, which it's used as a multi-office and a auto parts service center. It has a parking, I believe it's a paved parking lot up front. The property also contains an extensive number of salvaged automobiles, as you can see in the aerial image that I provided. The property is abutted by forests to the south, west, and northwesterly corner of the lot. Residences on the street, both north and south, and across the street. The property is occupied by some wetlands, which are located along the northwest corner, the westerly property line, and along the southerly property line. So the applicant is seeking permission to construct 2 solar canopies, associated utilities, and it's to be located at the area of the salvaged automobile area and behind the existing building.
Okay, Lisa, you have talked to,
Okay.
okay.
Panels are gonna go on top of all. They're gonna look like that.
So an example of what these canopies could potentially look like, this particular solar canopy, a site located in New Bedford, it's at Goyette's Auto Salvage.
Could you just go up a little bit further with that and turn it? Okay, very good.
So it's located in New Bedford, it's a Goyette's Auto Salvage. And you can see that with the height of the canopies, the way that they're situated, you can still do your daily activities underneath it. So it would not hamper the auto salvage yard from doing their day-to-day activities. As auto salvage yards go, this particular auto salvage yard is very neat and orderly and very well organized. But typically, most auto salvage yards are some of them are very disorganized. So what this would enable is that as they move their inventory around, when they get ready to construct these, they would put their inventory back and it would be in a neater fashion. So it would be a little bit of a site improvement, the way that they would organize all their vehicles. It would be less unsightly if it was one of those types of auto salvage yards, which this one is not. And then pretty much a little bit closer view of the solar canopy itself. So the way that it's constructed is you have these concrete piles that are bored into the ground. They're poured with concrete, with reinforced concrete. Then you have these steel I-beams which would connect to the concrete piles. You would have steel structures that are holding them in place, and then you would have a series of solar panels which would be attached to the structural members, and it would just, just like the way it sounds, it's a solar canopy. It's above the ground. It's not a ground-mounted solar unit, and that is pretty much what our client is proposing to do.
Okay. Now, Lisa, you have talked to them about Weston and Sampson, and
Well, I did mention that we needed to, commercial project, so we always sub it out to get reviewed. Weston and Sampson did provide a peer review proposal, but, I think they.
Well, I was just curious, what are you gonna use, a driven pile, or are you gonna use a helicoil, or?
I do not know at this particular time whether they're going to use helicals or whether it's just going to be cored in place and then poured.
Cord in place,
yeah.
sonotube, or?
Much bigger than a sonotube. We're talking, I believe these are about 3 feet in diameter, so they're rather large
Yeah,
concrete bases.
I see the wind load is pretty high.
okay, so we have to have Weston and Sampson do their peer review,
Yeah,
and we will continue this.
right. So what they're gonna, the scope of work for Weston and Sampson, to review would be, they'll review the notice of intent and the stormwater management report. Application review, review of wetland flagging, preparation of the a memo, and attendance at one meeting. So the schedule, they'll begin within 3 weeks of written notice to proceed, and as soon as the commission votes, next week we'll send this over on Monday. The fee is $11,942 for that, and that's in accordance with the peer review contract they have with the town dated October 12th, 2023.
Okay, so we have to set up the 53G account for that sum of money. They will come in, review it, and then we will act upon it after we receive their evaluation.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, is there a motion to set up a 53G account for $11,942 for this project?
Yeah, make a motion, we set up the account for 2200 Lewis Street.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And David said aye as well. Okay. Is there a motion to, we're all set? I was just going to continue the hearing.
Unless you have,
No, I was just
specific-
going to continue the hearing.
Yeah, that's.
Okay,
that's
motion to
perfectly fine.
continue the hearing?
Make a motion, we continue
To March 20th.
March 20th. We have a question in the audience?
Yeah, we have a couple of abutters here. Are we allowed to ask questions?
Yes, yeah. I mean,
Yes.
It's gonna be continued, so this will be going on for a little bit, but feel free, yeah.
Okay, I have a couple
Can you
that,
take the podium, please?
Yeah, you have to state your name for the minutes.
Okay,
Thanks
sorry for not
speaking up.
asking.
hi, my name's Barbara Fontaine. I live at 2199 Lewis Street, and I'm probably the most impacted because I'm right across the street from this proposed project. And so when I got the abutters notification, I did download the information, and I have, come up with a couple of questions that are of concern for me. In particular, one of the biggest concerns would be leaching and the wetlands. So there's water that's about a quarter of a mile, less than a quarter of a mile. Borgies here, my house is right across the street, and it's less than a quarter of a mile behind me. Okay, and it's the Somerset Water Supply, I think, that's their drinking water?
Yes.
Okay, and then there's water up the opposite side. So one of the questions I have for conservation is, what is the impact with leaching of toxic chemicals of any kind?
This is why we have a peer review.
Okay.
The professional engineers and a secondary wetland scientist who will be going out on site to examine this and to give us a report. Since, I don't know, Abel, if you're an engineer, but I certainly am not, and Jack is not. But this is why we have this 53G account set up to get their professional opinions on all of this. So they
Will
will do-
the abutters, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Will all of the abutters be given a copy of that peer review prior to the next meeting, so that we can have time to also review it, and,
If we have it before
Provide.
the next meeting, what you can do is you can send me an email. My email's right on this pamphlet.
okay, I'll take one with me.
And then when we have it, we will provide it to you. It might be only one of two, they might have to go out and come, this might not be closed at the next meeting. There might be ongoing concerns or things that the engineers need to work out. But because it is a commercial site it requires stormwater management, which, that's why they submitted these reports to be reviewed, yeah.
Okay. And my only other concern, and it doesn't speak directly to this, is that, right now, currently, we have a high cancer incident rate on our street.
Oh,
Yes, if you,
I didn't know, yeah.
so that is of concern for me. I've had two neighbors to my left, actually, it was two females with cancer, and to my right, husband and wife, one deceased from cancer, both on the left have been deceased, not the current resident, but previous. And my husband had a recent issue with cancer. So
Sorry to
this
hear
is,
that.
thank you. It's a real concern for the neighborhood. And I like Borges, and I want to support them, but I want to make sure that our community is safe in what we're doing.
Okay, what we can do is inform Weston and Sampson of this, and they will look into any leachings that go into the soil, and that can be part of their report.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, so when that goes in, Lisa.
Yeah, this will all be part of the minutes, so that's why I'm not writing anything down,
Okay.
because we do have a woman that takes the minutes for us. And
And then the only other thing of concern is I know that when these solar panels are disposed of, they are toxic. That is confirmed with research. And so if there's any kind of an accident that were to occur at Borgie, whether they run it, if a car falls off I don't know what you call the machine they move them around on, or it hits the pilings and the panel is cracked, what would be the impact for toxicity on those types of things too? Okay?
okay,
Thank you
Thank
for your
you.
time, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Is there anyone else? Okay, is there a motion to continue to March 20th?
Make a motion, we continue, 2200 Lewis Street till, March 20th, 2025.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and Dave says. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have a notice of intent application from David Butler, 833 William Street, for a septic system repair. A portion of the work falls within the jurisdictional wetland of the resource area. Lisa, we don't have a file number for this yet?
actually we do, yeah, because I gave you an updated agenda, 0514.
Okay.
I actually have the
All right.
plans here.
No, I got it here. I'm working from the one I got the other day.
So you guys might recall, this one we had a previous ANRAD before us until recently on, and then they withdrew the application. This is just for a septic system. I asked Prime to remove the wetland around, off of the plan, and to provide a different scale, so we can just give and present that.
I don't know if, do you want this, no, this is,
That's, the solar farm.
right, okay, thank you. Okay, Paul.
Good evening. I apologize for being late. I was in another committee meeting that went a little long.
Well, we have Dave on the, watching us and responding to what he's hearing here.
Oh, excellent. Very well, sir.
Okay. In attendance.
Do you need the plan of that one, or can we open it up?
Yeah, we can open it there, sure.
Great.
Okay. Why don't you, that's the old one, that's the solar panel, right? Okay. Lisa, this is the site where the septic was moved from one side to the other side?
It was moved, so why don't we?
Okay, all right.
My name
okay.
is Richard Grayholm. I'm chief engineer at Prime, and I'm the one that stamped the plans.
Okay,
Basically, it's an existing four-bedroom home that's been there for decades, and the septic system failed, and we want to fix it. So it's kind of a no-brainer to not want the sewage to go into the wetlands, so you put one that's upgraded. And we originally had the field a little bit over, and Lisa looked at it and said, you know, there's a potential vernal pool.
yeah,
We want you to move it away from that, so we did. And she thought there should be a bigger scale, so we showed a big scale.
okay.
Yeah, so the only thing, well, let's let the guys digest this a little bit, but, the only other things, and if you would be amenable to just making these changes, I don't know why, we would not need to continue this, we obviously want the septic system to be replaced. But I just thought it would be a good idea, cause there's so many wetlands around, if you just show the access through the erosion controls,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's a day-to-day thing where we want it to be a complete barrier. When they come in with their machine, they'd obviously move the barrier, bring the machine in, then they're digging the hole. And
Yeah. So I mean, if you're gonna leave the erosion controls around the whole thing that comes all the way up to the existing dwelling, I would just say, just show an area of where you want the truck to pull in and out of, so they're not running over it, cause then they compromise them. And might as well not even have.
But you don't want to leave a gap in the silt control, right?
No, just show access.
Just show access. Okay, yeah,
And
that's fine.
then, what was, we named the 100-foot buffer to the potential vernal pool as, potential vernal pool, because the 100 feet off is part of the vernal pool, and
Yep.
then the exterior is a buffer.
Okay,
So our jurisdiction goes out 200
200
feet
feet.
from the high water of the pool.
Yeah, so we didn't wanna add another 100 to that.
Okay,
I just wanted that, I know it's not gonna affect this project, but it could affect projects in the future.
in the future, yeah,
You
I
know.
understand.
okay. Yeah, I mean, if they got a failed system, we want it to, them to get it done and to have it done properly.
Right. And the only other item I had was C and D, I would just label them as IVWs. All the isolated ones, just label them as IVWs, like you have the BVW label.
So label them what? Our
Isolated vegetated wetland,
isolated vegetated
I
wetland.
just.
IVW.
Yeah, but that was all I had, I don't know.
Okay, so we can proceed then and give them approval to get their system fixed.
I just wanted to ask a couple questions, and probably a moot point at this point, but You're gonna export the existing material that's in the system?
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna bring
they'll
in
import
septic
what
sand,
they
yeah,
need.
that'll be exported off the site.
Right, all right, so they're gonna export the material that's in there. Okay. I didn't know if they were gonna use it to redistribute it around the site.
The yard is nicely manicured now, so it would make more of a mess to spread the soil down.
I understand. No, I just wanted to make sure they weren't gonna pile it someplace else on the site. No, I think it's gonna, if it's manicured, I think, as long as, yeah, if we go by and we see it's, we'll know right away, so. See, even the variance.
So there's no regrade, it's just grading having to do with the septic, but it's not gonna go outside of that?
That's right.
Great.
So Lisa, would you be recommending a motion to approve subject to modification of the plan to label the IVW and the access point?
Yeah, and, just the labels on the PVP,
Yep,
so
Okay.
if you need me to, we can do a call Monday, or you can.
yeah. What I'm gonna do is modify the plan, then email it to you to look at and say yes, or geez, no, Tuesday.
Because we're closed tomorrow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, I'll do that, no problem.
Any other questions or comments? Anyone from the audience? Okay, is there a motion to accept the notice of intent and issue an order of conditions?
Motion to accept the notice of intent and issue the order of conditions, subject to the labeling of the IVW, PVP, and access point on the plan.
All in favor? Aye. And Dave says aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry for the long process with this. Yeah. Take care. Oh, I'll be issuing it though. Do you want me to mail it to Prime, or do you want me to, mail it to you? Cause it's gotta get recorded.
Okay.
Or do you wanna pick it up?
It's probably best for us to pick it up, or whoever's gonna do the contract.
Okay. So it'll be ready within 3 weeks. Normally I have it ready much sooner than that, but I have up to 3 weeks.
Okay.
So I'll contact you. I can text you when it's ready.
All right, thank you. And this is
You're
something different than the permit that we had already been issued?
Different than the
From the
health,
Board of Health.
yeah.
Okay.
So
right.
what we'll do is we'll provide them with a copy of our permit,
Okay,
but the engineer did review your system already. It hasn't changed for him, right? So there shouldn't be a problem.
okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, next on
Have
the
a good
agenda
evening.
is a notice of intent application from Angela Lawrence at 418 Old Somerset Avenue to raise an existing dwelling within the 100-foot buffer zone and construct a new single-family home and associated access and utilities. A portion of the work falls within the jurisdictional wetland resource area.
Hello.
Just give me a minute here.
Let me fold this up here.
Hey, who's the reflexes?
That was a catch.
Is the notification receipts, I got them all back except for the ones from the town. so.
Thank you. Sounds good.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's Evan Watson, W Engineering, representing the applicant.
Okay.
So what we're proposing to do here is construct a single-family home. This is actually on Old Somerset Avenue. Existing house, and an existing field that's being used as a farm. And Riverside Avenue at the bottom of the plan is a private drive that we're not gonna be accessing, because that's a private road, so. On here, we've delineated the riverfront, the BBW. We show natural heritage line. We have a FEMA, 100-year flood elevation of 13. And we were able to design this project so that everything is outside of all those regulated areas completely. The only work that is required within a regulated area is the demolition of this existing structure, and it's about 97 feet away from the wetland. So just barely. Then when we were going for our building permits, it was discovered that across the street is actually a potential vernal pool. And this heavy blue line here is the 100-foot PVP, and then this dashed yellow line is 100 foot from that. And also on the plan, I drew a profile, so if you draw a line straight across here, kind of turn it sideways that way, that's what we're seeing. So here is where the vernal pool is, way down at the bottom. We come up, there's a berm, then we have Riverside Ave, and then here's our proposed project. And the reason why I drew this profile is to demonstrate how there's a high point on the plan is basically right here. So everything that's south of this line flows towards the vernal pool. Everything to the north of that line flows to the river. And so we don't need to clear any vegetation to do this project. We don't require any grading that would pitch anything towards that vernal pool area for the project. And that's why you see all of our erosion controls are on this side, because nothing flows that way. So again, just to kind of summarize, everything is outside of state regulated areas. It's just the local 100-foot PVP protection zone that we'll be in. I don't think we've received a file number yet. No. And Lisa hadn't gotten a chance to get out there and before the ground turned into a frozen slush puppy. So we'll probably have to continue. I was just asking Lisa if it was okay to allow the release of the building permit for this portion that's outside of all the buffer zones, and we can wait on the demolition permit for the existing house.
Now, you call that, I'm gonna call it the dirt road.
Yep.
Riverside Drive. Is that a public way?
It is not.
Okay, and your driveway will be, the house will be accessed directly from Old Somerset Avenue, not that private drive or whatever it is?
That's correct.
You're gonna have a separate driveway?
Yep. So
No,
that's,
I know I'm gonna be asked questions because I'm not that close to it, but people in my neighborhood walk that area, and I know I'm gonna be asked questions.
yep, I'm sure that's part of the reason why we just kept everything separate off of Riverside Avenue so that we wouldn't have to,
Okay.
bother anybody's
Part of
rights or
that
anything.
Out front, I believe, is public way, out by the cemetery and all.
Yeah, I believe it becomes private,
cemetery.
about somewhere around the halfway.
Private, partway down and
Yeah.
back, it's private, but.
I did. I researched the deeds and the plans extensively, trying to figure out like what the actual status of that is. And it was too unclear to me to say, oh yeah, you have 100% rights in this, you can access, let's get rid of that. So, so just to avoid any confusion, we'll just have our own driveway.
Well, you can see, and that's why all these people that do walking in that area are quite confused.
I see, yeah.
As to, gee, can they even walk there legally through there? And I know I've done it myself. And I didn't.
Right, and that's the thing with private ways too sometimes, is even though it's not a public way, who has the right to pass and repass over the way and things like that, so yeah.
Okay.
I used to live on Old Somerset once upon a time, so I've been down there many times.
Can I ask a question?
You certainly may.
I have a question about the pool water. So the pool water, sometimes we just want to see that you would you know, we'll probably put a condition that you just don't dump the pool water through the fields, you know? So sometimes, we'll probably definitely put a condition as that they would get it pumped.
Yeah, so just so
If
you
they
know,
went to empty it.
so the pool is, this green line is the 200-foot riverfront,
Right.
and this yellow line is the 100-foot buffer zone.
And then what's the ACEC?
The ACEC is,
I didn't even really realize that Dayton had an ACEC until you just told me.
yeah, it's for the 3 Mile River, and we're also outside of that too.
So it's an area of critical environmental concern. So part of your lot is considered an ACEC. So-
Right, and the only thing with the ACEC is you have to check off that you are in an ACEC in the form. And the 3 Mile River has a TMDL, certain provisions can't be exceeded.
Yeah.
And I think in the 3 Mile River, it's pathogens, you know, there's too many septic systems and things along there. So even if we were within the ACEC, we wouldn't be introducing any new pathogens because this is actually on municipal sewer. So.
You have sewer though, right?
Right, we're on sewer. Yep.
Yes. So you're gonna be putting in a lengthy pipeline there.
Yes.
Is there any thought on the greenhouses? Are you gonna keep using them?
We haven't even gotten in them yet. The basements are still full of all the bricks from the chimney. I haven't even gotten that close to really. Our plan is to assess them, and if the foundations are worthy of a greenhouse,
Yeah.
possibly turn it back into a greenhouse. If not, then probably just trees to give privacy for the pool
Yeah.
on the street.
Okay. Well, so, because of the snow and ice, I haven't been able to walk that line. Until you file an application with us, I don't walk them, so I'm hoping that the snow's gone in a couple weeks. But our next meeting's March 20th. I don't know if anyone's here for this item. Are there any abutters here?
Anyone else in the audience wish to ask questions? Okay, so we're gonna continue this till next month, after you get your file number, and then we'll,
And Lisa checks out the line. Yep.
okay, is there a motion to continue?
So moved.
March 20th.
March 20th, okay, seconded by Abel. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and Dave gives approval. Okay,
I have the next 3 on here, so I'll just stay up. Yeah.
okay.
Thank you. All right. Yep, well, you'll see me sooner. I mean, I'll let you know before I go out. Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you know though, so you guys know I'm walking around there. You're welcome, take care.
It's staked out to the limit of the foundation is
The
staked
limit of the
with
okay, yeah.
beam poles and yellow
I
flag.
appreciate you doing that.
Yep.
Okay,
The next hearing.
oh, you're here for Long-Bill?
Yes, yep.
Okay, next is a notice of intent application by Long-Bill Homes to construct a single-family home at 0 Clubhouse Drive with utilities and associated access. Okay,
Yeah, we have 2 of them, so I don't know which one this one is, but let's assume it's for lot 31.
This is lot 61.
Lot 61, okay. We'll go to lot 61. So here we are again at Hunters Hill Drive. They've been moving right along. We've had quite a few houses up that didn't require any permits, so that's why you haven't seen me in a
Recuse
few
yourself.
months here. But now as we round the corner, we're getting a little close to...
Evan?
Yep.
Abel's gonna recuse himself
I'm gonna recuse myself.
for the next 2 items.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
You gotta come down, sorry.
And so this is, I didn't bring my overall plan, but if you go in there, this is where
Sorry.
the road makes a hook around to the left, so.
okay,
And this is actually on the north side, and everything slopes off to the wetland that then flows up to the north. So here I've indicated where the 100-foot buffer zone is and the 50-foot no building zone. And the majority of the work is outside of the 50-foot. Maybe we just go into it a little bit just to square off the yard. But once we get to the back, I was able to hold a 50-foot buffer. This still is under the order of conditions for the entire project, so this was designed to comply with that, with the roof infiltrators, et cetera. We'll have municipal water, the private sewer system with the treatment plant, and I showed erosion control at the edge of the work. So that's it. Open to any questions.
This treatment plant that you have, it has to be constructed for a certain number of houses.
Yes.
And so I haven't seen or it's been some time since I've seen it, the sewer plant.
Yeah, so it was outside of any buffer zone or anything else like that, which is good. And I think it was designed for like 23,000 gallons per day, something like that. So it was big enough to accommodate all the proposed homes in the community center. And it's a groundwater discharge permit, so it's a state level permit, and it has like a full-time operator that shows up routinely and maintains it and operates it and everything else.
Okay.
So it's truly like a completely private sewer company, essentially, that,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Lee, this is Lee,
Lee Castiglione with Long Built Homes. Good to see you today. We're scheduling what's called a clean water test for the first week of March for the sewer treatment facility. So it's essentially completed, and what we're required to do is to first run it with clean water to make certain that all the pumps and all the motors and everything is circulating properly and all working in proper order. And then once we get the okay from DEP that they're satisfied with the clean water test, it'll become operational. So we're actually, and we can't get any more COs for any of the houses until it is fully operational. That shared septic system had a maximum number of 34 homes. So we had 33 in the development plus the model home, and that was the 34. So we're capped out off the shared septic system anyway, so that has to be abandoned when this becomes operational. And this is intended to become operational first week in April. Our first house is closing, first new home is slated to close in the first week of
And
April.
so all those other
So it's
homes will then
dovetailed.
be attached?
Everything will all be turned, there's a valve up in the area near the sewer treatment facility, and when that valve is turned, everybody goes into that, and the shared septic system is no longer used and will be properly abandoned.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. My pleasure.
So we still don't have the file number for the.
No file number, I know, that's,
Yes, I don't know how you would typically handle something with no file number. Obviously we can't issue the order, but I don't know if there's nothing more for us to offer. There's nothing more unless you have any questions or comments, but.
no, I don't have any questions or comments on the property.
But I don't think we can close it without a file
No,
number.
you need the file number to close it and
Yeah.
and issue the order of conditions.
But just checking to see if I had to come back if that was the only thing next time. So if I can talk to you next week.
Yeah.
Anyone in the audience have questions? Okay, let's go to the second lot, let's close out that
You
one,
have
or
to
continue that hearing.
vote to continue, yeah.
Okay, is there a motion to continue lot R61 of Long Build?
Motion to continue until the March meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, David said, okay. Okay, R32, lot R32.
Very good. Once again, Evan with W Engineering representing the applicant, and this is lot R32. Again, this is sort of like an isolated wetland area over here. the road goes by it, and there's some culverts under the road so that we don't cause any flooding there, and it goes across. So on this side, we do have a buffer zone. We were able to keep, again, the majority of the work, we might go into the 50-foot by about 4 or 5 feet. And we have our erosion control at the limit of work, proposed house, roof infiltrators, and the same water and sewer system tie-ins for utilities.
Okay. You have any questions?
Now, will we be, will we are in a position where we have the file number and we're ready to issue an order,
Yeah.
would it be appropriate for us to want to see placards, just because they are so close to the 50-foot?
We've been doing placards on all of our
Lisa will
lots.
put that in the orders, and we've already talked about it, because we were at the, in the office, was it last week?
They're on the plan.
Oh, they are? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yep, they're
Okay.
on the plan, and I think they bought about 50 of them, right?
He owes me $50.
Oh, does he? No, you came by. Right? Did you have your money?
I don't know.
Yep.
Did you get the 50? I don't think you gave the 50 yet, but we'll put it on your tab. I'll check.
Good. Thank you, I'm glad they're on it. I left my bird watching field scope at home.
Yeah, yep. And we actually use the fiberglass carcinite posts. They're brown, and they last a lot longer versus a wood post that would rot and things. It's the same thing that like the DCR uses as trail markers through there.
Okay, all right. Lisa, I think that's a good idea that we do that with all the people, PVC posting. Right.
Well, I think people should be able to choose because it's their land. So some people would rather see wood.
I will say that they're a little bit difficult to get just one piece because they have to be ordered. So, whereas we were ordering, full boxes of them, it ends up being okay. But if you order one, it ends up being like $80 for like one piece. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, they're that like springy kind of texture.
Yep,
to 'em.
yep.
I know what you're
Okay,
talking about.
so certainly we expect to close it out for the March.
Okay.
And it should be coming in anytime now, and I think Lisa can probably even get a head start on doing the order
So
of
even the
conditions.
yard is outside the 50 on this one, correct?
Everything except for maybe 3 or 4 feet right here.
Nice.
Right along the property line.
Great.
But it's at grade. Any of the fill is up this way, so it's we don't have to really grade there.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Any questions from the audience? Okay, do I have a motion to continue the hearing until the 20th of March?
So moved.
Jack? All in favor? Aye. And Dave says aye.
Dave, did you say aye?
I heard.
I'm double checking here.
Well, the first time he's very soft. Then I hear a dog in the background too.
The next one I think is the
Yeah.
COC for Phil Renzi. I don't
Yeah,
know
they
if you-
couldn't make it.
Yeah, so I told him that I was going to be here if you guys had any questions. So.
Yeah, so I did take some photos.
I don't know if you need to open.
Yeah, we
It's not
do.
a public meeting, right?
It's a public meeting.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. I'm ahead of myself. Yeah.
Getting ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
Boy, we might be out of here by 8 o'clock. Yeah, so the next one is certificate of compliance request from Philip Renzi.
For a new single-family house at 2147 Horton Street.
Yep, it was issued under Zero Horton in North Dayton. And we issued it on May 2nd, 2022. DEP file number 017-0456. We got the recording information. I did a site inspection on January 27th with the owners. So I'm recommending a complete certification. We did receive the as-built plans from W Engineering.
Yep.
There's just 2 ongoing conditions, and those are, which I already did speak with the owners, but just to remind them, they're the herbicide, so the ongoing conditions are no herbicide or pesticide shall be used on this site within 25 feet of the wetland resources, and fertilizers utilized for landscaping and lawn care. The buffer zone should be low nitrogen types and shall not be used within 25 feet of the wetland resource area. We did talk about it when I was out there, but, now, once they vote on it, do they wanna pick it up, or should I give it to you?
You can pick it up.
Okay. You guys have any questions? You wanna see photos?
No, I'm all set with
You're
it.
satisfied then?
On this one, yeah, the house was built as far away from the wetland as possible.
Yeah, this is the as-built plan. The house and the septic system is completely outside the buffer zone. The only thing we needed was this portion of the driveway to access, but we were able to pull everything outside. So, you know, here's the 50-foot. There was zero work in the 50-foot zone at all. So, and I wrote a certification. What was designed exactly matches what was constructed. So.
Okay, is there a motion to issue a certificate of compliance for 2147 Horton Street?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Dave? Yeah, he got,
So if you guys wanna sign it tonight, then I'll have it ready on Monday evening.
That's fine.
I need a portable copy.
It's not in the budget, Lisa.
I wouldn't think it would be.
Perfect. I'll let him know. He'll be happy. Yep.
Great.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah,
All right,
take
have a good night,
care.
guys.
Thank you, Evan.
I'll go this way. Okay. Next on the agenda is enforcement from 2371 County Street, proposed mitigation plan by North Country Group, revised 8/6/24.
I asked them to not come tonight because we have a site visit.
Okay, and that site visit is scheduled for 3/6/25.
Yeah, we're also still waiting for the final plan. Abel and I sat down with Mr. D'Souza and we went over some things on, wow,
Okay. All right,
on 1/22/25.
okay, 2470 Pleasant Street, previous filling made to wetland property.
I sent a follow-up email to the owners on January 22nd. I have not heard back.
Okay. Abel? Uh, 710 Center Street. Lisa? Oh,
Okay. How you doing? Yeah. Have you made any progress with natural heritage?
okay, your name, please?
Sorry.
Matthew Bombara.
Matthew?
Bombara. Want to spell it?
Bombard.
Yeah.
I have it for the record.
Okay.
Well, I tried contacting them a couple times and haven't got back, but I don't know why.
Okay.
I mean, that was a while ago. So.
Yeah, so do you want to should we just sit down and figure out what your plan is for that area? And
I mean,
because I'm assuming you want to deal with it in the spring?
yeah, I mean, it's frozen. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
But it's too
you'll deal with Lisa then about restoration of where you infringed upon wetland or buffer zone.
You might already have an idea. Do you know what you want to plant for trees there?
I mean, a maple would probably be fine. There's already a maple there, and then
Yeah.
there's like a black locust tree, which is trash, and then pine tree.
Yeah, so if you want, we can do a site visit when the snow clears, and then we can just,
Yeah, that's probably
yeah.
the smartest thing.
And then we should contact Natural Heritage or, do you have an email?
Yeah, I don't ever use it though, but
What's with you people on Center Street with no email?
Yes, we're all set. You wanna get a hold of us, chase us down.
Well, if you wanted to write down your email, there's a sign-in sheet over on that chair over there. You can write down your email. And anyone who hasn't signed in, if you could please sign in. But if you could write down your email for me, and then I can email you, or at least write down your phone number so I can contact you.
You don't have it?
No.
Sheet two?
Yeah, that would be great. Then I can contact you and we can set up a site visit and,
You know, well, we're pleased that you came in to rectify the situation and make it less cumbersome for you as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I have it all staked out. Everything is all
great,
pretty accurate, so.
okay.
Okay, so you can take care of that in writing to Lisa
Yeah.
so that everyone in town doesn't get your email address.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, yeah.
I actually have paper here if you wanted to just come write it down. And, yeah, let's try to get it taken care of before the next meeting so we can get it off the agenda. I think you can probably plan to plant though, at the end of March, beginning of April.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's actually a good time because it's so cool that trees won't be stressed, plants won't be stressed at all. Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Thank you very
Thank you for
much.
coming. 880 Hart Street, we have a site visit.
My email. Thank you.
Okay, we have a site visit scheduled for 3/6/25, and again, that was as above. The agent was told that he didn't need to come tonight. Okay, 1070 Smith Street.
12-hour days, so
Okay.
I'm having trouble. I actually came last week.
Okay, Lisa, 1070 Smith Street. It's a follow-up letter sent out.
They did email me back, and actually, in fact, their engineer emailed me. Their engineer completed the survey work, and, they did, Zenith, Niles Zagar from Zenith came in and met with me, showed me an existing conditions plan. We talked a little bit about it. We need to wait until the spring for them to file, because there's at least one, if not two, potential vernal pools within the wetlands. So we just want to make sure they're labeled right and they're staying outside the 100-foot.
Okay.
Because they are going to do a fair bit of landscaping in the backyard and the front yard.
Okay, so that's.
They're working with us. Thank you,
Okay.
Matt. Have a good night.
Okay, 1030 Oak Street, wetland violation.
Yeah, so I had sent the notice of violation, but I had the address wrong. And so I resent it on the 10th via certified mail. I have not gotten the card back. So,
Okay.
hopefully, my fingers are crossed that they do, reply. I'm gonna actually, follow up with the building department, and, if I need to, I'll take a ride by there and, see if anyone's working, just to have a conversation with them.
Okay, let's see, wait a minute. 2134 Horton Street.
Hi. No, I mean, whoever, you don't even have to, well, you probably should go up for the microphone. Yeah. How you doing?
Tired
Yeah,
with the water department, so I'm
yeah.
doing the lead removal services, and it's not a good thing at this point. With
Yeah.
this cold temperatures, it's just, as you can see, it kills your hands and you're brutally getting beat.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
I apologize where I look. I just got here, arrived because of the Washington Bridge, obviously, you know, construction. So here I am in regards to what happened with my new home. I'm new to the town. I wasn't aware of any factors of it where they never explained anything to us at the closing. So all I needed was a shed to put my work equipment in because I have it stored at my brother's place for now. And that's when we saw the wood chips there. We thought the wood chips looked nice, so we added some more wood chips to it to level out my edge of my driveway. And that's what happened. And then we applied for the license to get the shed because we're not aware of it. Where we lived, there was already a shed there. We didn't know. So when we called it in, and then they explained everything, and conservation came out, we're not
Okay.
familiar with it.
All right, Lisa, so where does it stand as far as degree of violation?
Well, I think you hired a wetland scientist, right? Did you hire
My wife would know more than that, than we try to go through, like, I guess, whatever you told us to do, that's what we're doing to comply.
Yeah, so, let's see. I took some photos.
You with Ferrera Construction?
Yes, sir.
I see in the morning, lots of times, leaving.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so here's some photos. So, this is the high end, this first photo, that's the high end.
Now, wait, this number, is this up near Buffington in that area?
It's across from this 1070 Smith Street. So, right here,
Yeah.
they basically chipped trees. I don't know, when you were chipping the trees, you would.
No,
That was already like
that was
that.
already like that because there's solar panels, a tree fell on the house.
That was in 2000,
We just added to
2022.
make it like leveled with the edge of the driveway so I could put the shed on the side of the driveway. That's what I did. But I wasn't aware of wetlands or uplands, anything like that.
Okay.
I wasn't
Yeah.
familiar with the area.
Yeah, there was a claim made into the insurance
Yes.
from what the insurance made us aware when we bought the house.
And-
It was in 2022 for $26,000. I guess 2 or 3 trees fell down
And
on the
landed.
house,
Matter of
on the
fact, a
roof,
few more fell.
and they had to
And then
replace
I got
the
a
roof
couple near my house.
and the solar
That's another
panels
concern
down.
with my insurance now. And we just bought the home, we don't know.
Yeah, it's not that you can't put a shed, but it's just,
The area.
yeah, if you wanted to put a shed and you wanna put it, you wanna make sure it's not in a wetland or on a filled area. So, you can put a shed within 100 feet of a wetland. Obviously, a house is within 100 feet of a wetland. But we wanna try to locate it as far away from the wetland as possible. And we also wanna try to remove these wood chips without any detriment.
So what could I put that shed, cause that's my my living. See, I'm paying $500 a month in order for me to work, and I keep my construction truck, he sees it parked on the edge.
Okay, because your wife told me the
It's
shed
tough.
on the building permit application was
Yes.
for a motorcycle and a
Right.
mower.
Lawnmower.
Well, there's a difference now. That's what she's saying, because we were gonna take the stuff out of the garage, but she didn't know what I was gonna do, because it's either or. It was either gonna put,
I don't think you can build a garage there, but you'd have to figure
Correct.
out where your wetlands are.
correct, that's why I got the shed. I thought a shed would be something portable, and it's something that's, it's not like it's
It
gonna
was
be
a
on.
pre-built.
Yeah,
It was a
thank you, that, pre-built shed, just to store the tools in. So right now, I got them in Seekonk in my old location at Distinctive, and that's where I keep it. So I leave it in the truck in the morning, I go over there, pick up my trailer, because it's like a long haul trailer, so it's got a lot of tools in there. And then I haul it out. So that's the reason why we did it. It wasn't not like that. Like she said, yeah, the motorcycle, but I have the garage for the motorcycle. It was just an extra storage place at the edge of the driveway. That's what we're looking to do.
Can
Not
I
looking
show
to.
you?
Yeah, you need to get if you're doing, tell me a little bit more about the shed. Is there a foundation and will you?
No,
will
it's
you
all
have
made
to
out of
remove
wood.
any trees?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Will you have to
No. It's a small tread, 10 by 20. I can show you what it looks like. I got the. Do we have the? I have it on my email.
I think we talked, I just
did.
Yes, ma'am.
suggested that you get the
Find a
wetlands
different-
flagged, figure out if there's gonna be a foundation for the shed.
No, no foundation.
No
It's
foundation.
just like those. It's like
Is
the
it
float
gonna go in the driveway?
on the edge of the driveway. Like my driveway comes down so I can put my tools in. So when I back my truck up, grab my stuff to go to work, and I go to work.
Okay, stake that out, but I think the bigger concern is removing the wood chips.
So I did speak with Stephen, Shimia.
Okay.
So he is working on it. He said he'll get back to me
Great.
once the weather is a little bit better, and he can come out and
Great.
test the area and probably contact Zenith and also do like a survey as well.
If you need the survey, you might not need it for what your husband wants, if it doesn't require ground disturbance, but you do need a wetland scientist because you're gonna restore that area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're sort of in line with what needs to be done
Yeah.
and what you have, you know what you have to do then.
I at this point, I just want to know look, I'm not here for that. I just want to get it like straightened out.
Okay.
But I definitely need a shed like to put my work equipment. You know, I want to make this work. If it was the wood chips, it would have been safe.
Okay.
It's not harming it.
Once the wetlands are
Reestablished.
what it is, then you can see where you can set the shed, that's all.
Okay, so she'll set you straight as far as what has to be removed, and whoever you get will tell you as well, whoever you hire as your wetland scientist, and then we'll get the shed in, out of that area.
I don't have an area though, that's the thing, that's what they're telling me.
Well-
I don't have an area. So my insurance is concerned now, because if the wetlands are gonna start coming to the house and start eroding to the house will sink. So what happens in the future if that's the case?
Yeah, do
What
we have to
do?
put hay barrels?
Hay bales? No.
Because I know from what someone said was that the wetlands.
It starts, it's growing
Expanding?
expands to the
Is
house.
that gonna affect
So what
our
happens
house in
then?
the future?
What-
We don't know if it's gonna expand, I mean, I don't think you're in a flood zone there, but you did buy a lot, and what she showed me that the consultant, shared with her, it's pretty close to accurate about the amount of upland you have, is very limited. So anything you would wanna do on that lot would be subject to our jurisdiction.
What's she talking about?
That's the scientist, that.
So what
He's
do they have to,
gonna
they have to
set
get rid of wood chips, and then they can put their
That's
shed
I
in?
think if they got rid of the wood chips and seeded, and then,
But is there room there for there is room for a shed?
I have to see it on the
Yeah,
ground.
okay.
200 square feet, you said?
No, less
20
than
by
that.
10?
It's 20 by 10. It's
10 by
it's just it's small. I don't know what. I don't, it's,
200, that's 200.
it's about 200. Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, when she goes out, you'll take a look at it, and,
If you wanna put stakes where it's gonna go, 20 by 10,
It was right where those wood chips were at. It was like at the edge of the driveway.
they can't go there, it can't go there. That was a cleared area, so, I mean, just work
Even though,
with Stephen.
okay. All right. It just sucks because we bought the house that way.
Cause
No, sell it. That's it. Because I can't do nothing with it. Done.
I mean, because that's regrading a backyard, that's within, my estimate, Stephen might say different, and then I'll come look at it, but my estimate is that the wetlands are like 10 feet away from that. Remember I stepped down,
Yes.
and we both kind
Yeah,
of
I
fell into it?
Yeah, we fell into it and, yeah, okay.
so they do have a wetland scientist who's gonna
Yes. Stephen-
engage and tell them what to do. Okay, all right, so if you got, okay, so it seems you're on the right path to correction and to get whatever you need. Okay, very good then, thank you.
Thank you.
See you, March 20th, but if you wanted to, if you got any more information before March 20th, that would be great. Okay. Good luck.
Okay, 966 Main Street. This is one that,
Oh, yeah, he did, we finally connected this evening, right before the meeting. He connected with Tom Ferry, he moved the dumpster. You must be familiar with this one, 966 Main Street. I know Dave's familiar with this one. I can.
that number that I gave to you, that did the trick?
That was the,
Yeah, right, but she must have gotten contact and,
yeah, so the dumpster was right there, you know, this is one of the pond, right before the hill, before you go up to the farm.
Yep.
It's-
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's, got Eastwood, Woodford Water Department, Woodford,
Okay, well,
schools us,
okay,
right there, when it comes to schools us.
so the dumpster was pretty much in the wetland on the edge of the property line, and the dump truck, I happened to drive by and see the dump truck tipped and almost, in the wetland, and I guess it's happened several times. So the owner moved the dumpster out into the right of way on the street. It's there temporarily.
I hope they got flashing lights on it.
Yeah. And, but he says, he's thinking that he has some wood chips there. And I said, what are you gonna do with the wood chips? He said, oh, I'll get rid of them if you want. I said, well, they're in the wetland right now, but I was hoping you weren't gonna try to fill that area to put that back, because that's still not gonna help you when it comes to the dump truck. So he's talking about maybe putting some gravel, so I'm gonna work with him, and he's willing to come to the next meeting. I just
Okay.
wanted you guys to be aware.
Okay, other business. Review, discuss, okay,
Before we move on, Tony is here, and he wanted to talk to the commission. I don't know if we can take other, public input before. we
sure.
move- Yeah.
Can we take?
Can we
public
take it
input?
out of order?
Motion to take public input out of order?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And what are you here for?
Embarrassing.
Oh. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry.
Is that doing under correspondence?
Same. Do we
All
have,
right, so it's not on the agenda, but Tony submitted a perk review application, and I asked Zenith if the flagging was up, and they said no, and then they came back and said 2 months later, the flagging's up. So then I responded in an email, who flagged it? Was it me? Because I did it in 19 for you, or 20?
20.
I did it, I flagged his site in 2020. So Tony responded, I don't know, just wanna know.
I'm totally, go ahead, you gotta start from the beginning for us, Tony.
Well, I applied for a permit to do a perk test, and Lisa responded that I couldn't do it until I had the wetland flagging, surveyed. So I got a hold of ZCE, Zenith, and they came out and they flagged it. They did the original survey when she did it in 2020. They marked all the flags that she put down.
Now, where is this?
In the rear of 728 Hart Street.
Hot Street.
Hart. Okay, all right, so that's near where you, on the uphill side where you're now, where you're at now. Okay, I'm there. I'm,
So all this work has been done, and she says that she can't check their work.
I can't check my work.
Oh, your work.
I need
In
someone
the
else
interim,
to
I'm trying to
check.
get an occupancy permit for 728. She's holding up my occupancy permit.
I'm holding up your occupancy, how?
They told me that you won't release it, because the flagging hasn't been
I
verified.
won't release the perk.
That's not what I'm told.
I didn't put anything on hold for occupancy. But the
According to the
perk,
Board of Health, you did.
I did?
Yeah, that's what you told me.
I have no idea.
Well, Monday we'll straighten it out.
okay.
Apparently.
Okay, he's all set with whatever he has to do.
No, he's not. Someone needs to review the perk location as it is to the wetlands that I flagged in 2020. I can't review that.
But wait a minute, when the perk was done though, that had to,
They haven't perked yet.
So now, Lisa, I'd ask this, is, have you contacted so you originally flagged it 19 or 20. Zenith re-flagged it?
No, Zenith surveyed
Okay.
where my flags were, yeah. So they relocated my flagging.
Relocated them?
No.
Or
They located your flags.
They just located them?
They located her
They
flags.
just located,
Pardon?
or did they locate them? You told me they located them in 20. And they just
And they
hung
just,
them.
when you did it, they came out within 7 days.
Okay.
And they located your flags.
Right.
In 2020. All right, they just, when you requested, before I did my perk test, you wanted it, the flags put back because the weather, the wind takes them down. So they came out, they had all the data from her, from coming out and marking her flags, and they just put up new flags.
okay, all
Because they
right,
do it by GPS,
okay.
you know?
Is this something that, let's say?
Someone else needs to review. You guys, someone.
Okay,
Maybe
I-
Abel feels.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'll go out there, is the flood, and is it permissible for me to go out there and say, yes?
I need to recuse myself.
No,
That's all I
I'm
know.
asking you a question though. Can I go out there and say that the flags are 100 feet from the wetlands and, based upon,
You have to take my, measure tool. Maybe
I
go with
also-
Dave.
I also have-
Abel's trying to say something.
I get surgery at 5 in the morning, so shoulder surgery. I'd be very happy to look
Yeah.
at that.
I mean, obviously, I don't think it's necessary for Tony to spend any more money and hire another wetland scientist. However, for the other lot, that's what we asked him to do. And you said something about, because Stephen did that for the other lot. You said Stephen's coming out again. When's he coming? After the snow?
Yeah, probably.
okay, if I go out there, I've got a tape, I got a 200-foot
You
tape.
don't need to use a tape, though. You can just use.
I
a-
have one.
But what would you, I'm suggesting you use a laser. If Dave wasn't sick, Dave could go with you.
But now, okay, are things visible right now? I'm around Monday and, or even tomorrow, Saturday.
I'm available Saturday, you know?
Well, what we have to do is be 100 feet from the wetlands.
Right.
Once
so-
it's flagged,
So you just.
the engineer that comes out and does the perk test, I believe, checks it. He checks where he's gonna do his perk. And he knows he has to be 100 feet.
Did he stake it?
Pardon?
Did he stake it?
No,
Because
he didn't
normally
stake
they
it.
just stake where they're gonna perk.
No, because you're limited to where you're gonna perk when you stake it. You still can be within 100 feet or more. Why do you have to stay at 100 feet? You can't be within the 100 feet, you can be outside it.
If you're recused, Lisa, I would advise you to not participate.
I'm not gonna.
Are all flags up still?
Yeah,
They're
they're new. They got put in within the last month.
Okay,
So it should be easy for you to,
no, and like I say, I got the tape. I'm not sure if it's in my car or if it's in
I'll
my,
let you use the laser.
yeah, but you're not, okay, tomorrow,
All you do is shoot it. It's in my trunk. You can take it.
you're gonna need it tomorrow down the Cape. I got a tape.
I got a 300-foot tape if you need it.
What?
I got a 300-foot.
It has to be as 100. Okay,
As far as if it's flagged, it's up to the engineer when he submits his
Tony,
plan.
I understand. Okay, I just want to know exactly where this lot is because you've got, I'm going to call it a garage. I'm not even sure now.
All
And
right.
then there's a house after the garage?
This is in the rear of the garage,
Oh, in the rear, okay.
between the wood line, and the new house that was built. There's 2 new houses that were built there. I built both houses.
No, I'm familiar with that.
It's between the garage and the new house. It's between 728 and 734.
Can I say you'd like, I can print what Tony sent, what the engineer sent Monday and give it to you. And then you'll have everything to go do the site visit.
Okay, that would be Monday then,
Maybe every
because I'm out for a few days after that, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, Monday it'll be. Monday.
You're gonna have to be there by yourself, because I'm not gonna be there Monday. I'm leaving town.
Okay, then I can call it in and, okay, Monday. And then I can have your laser. Okay, we'll get it squared away.
You're gonna see 2 test pipes. Okay, that's just another lot. The lot we're trying to perk is to the west of those 2 test pipes.
Okay.
About 100 feet off those pipes is where we're gonna put the test pits. You're gonna see
So
2
thi-
white pipes.
So this
sticking
house
up.
is gonna be behind that, so they're gonna fly in by drone, right?
No, got a driveway going to it.
Okay. Is someone gonna be there Monday?
No.
No, okay. I'll find it. She's gonna print it out and I'll know where it is. I know
Why
within,
can't she walk with you? She knows where it is.
no, that's right, but,
Look for those 2 white test pipes.
What I can do is print out the information I have and give it to him and let him use my laser.
Whatever.
And Dave, if Dave's available, Dave could go with you.
yeah, okay, very good. Okay, we'll take care of it Monday.
Who's Dave?
Dave's on the call. He's-
Dave, here he is right here. This is what
One of the commissioners is called in. 'cause
he's not, 100% today, so, he's he's here. Say hi to Tony.
How you doing?
That's why they pay you the big bucks, Dave.
Okay, all right, I think we're set.
All set?
All right.
In the rear of 728, between 734, you're gonna see 2 test pipes, 100 feet from that test pipes to the west.
It's not staked.
Do you have time to stake it?
Yeah, I'll stake. I'll stake. You see, maybe 3 or 4 stakes, I'll stake. If the ground is not frozen, that I can't drive a stake.
No, then what you do is just get a stone or something, put it there, and spray paint.
Spray paint.
The stone, this will be, won't make-
Don't fall in the ice, Tony.
Why?
You look brittle. Okay, let's go back to, wait a minute, no, Maris Lane, you said? Okay.
So we're on correspondence now.
Did you want a motion to take correspondence out of order?
Sure.
So moved.
Seconded. Jack seconded it. All in favor? Aye. Okay.
How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. I'm Justin Pratt. I'm the homeowner. This is my contractor, Tim Infante. He'll be doing the project. We got sign-offs to, I don't know if you remember, this about a year ago. I had flooding issues on Maris Lane. The back
With the
corner.
whole,
Correct.
okay, yep, on
He
there.
worked with Mass Wildlife and submitted plans. That finally got approved. We had to do a couple revisions. There's the
Okay.
approval letter and the plan, a scope of work. I got 2 copies, so.
Okay, yeah, I've been there, I don't know how many times by there, and I,
So you know well, here's some pictures of what it looked like
I've been there
last
several
year.
times.
The flooding, pretty insane. 8 feet deep of water.
I remember this. Well,
Yeah.
this picture.
Give you a little
I
refresher.
remember this well.
So we staked the property, we submitted a plan, had to revise the plan according to the Mass Heritage, because there's a lot of restrictions on that area, due to various issues that have occurred in the past.
Yeah.
So we revised the plan to do a step-down grade and built a doghouse, more or less egress, and all within our property line. So no work will be touching conservation, and we don't have any abutting wetlands in that area. It's all pine forest, I believe.
Okay, so what did they call all this water? They just called it,
It's just runoff from the storms that we had last year.
okay, and so what are they suggesting that you do?
We do a step down, increase the grade, fill it, and up until the line with the conservation line.
They don't think it's groundwater at all?
No.
No.
It's all runoff because the grade, if you look at the original plan, It was supposed to be 36 feet above on topo, and they didn't fill that area for some reason.
Yeah, this looks like a little bowl.
Correct, yeah, so all that water, instead of hitting the swale to go out in the front, just accumulates in the backyard, because it's the depression in the back. There's a swale, if you look
Now,
at the
you have a
photos that go
septic
into the.
system too?
Yeah,
And where is that,
in the front, yeah.
And, okay, how long does it take for that water to drain
That
down?
took 3 months to drain. So that's why we're trying to get rid of it. It
And
was a
how deep
hazard.
is it?
8 feet. At center, yeah.
And, when you moved there, was there a depression there then?
The depression was there, but on the original topo diagrams that were approved by the town, that was supposed to be higher than the grade was. So for some reason, it wasn't filled. They just left it and did a walkout. So my proposal is to bring it up to
Okay.
original plan.
So, okay, so then we don't really have to, we're out of this now if they just go and do the filling, Lisa?
So he's outside of the natural heritage area, he's outside the conservation restriction area, he's outside of any buffer zones or regulated areas,
So, do it.
It's just woods that are on my property, because Rick never went all the way out to the line.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is fill and then reseed with conservation mix, I believe, just to do that little buffer zone,
Okay.
more or less. And, any trees that have to be removed or anything like that is on my property anyway. There's nothing being touched in conservation.
Okay, so,
You don't
Are
have
you
any
sure?
more pines that need to come out?
No, it's all, the pines that we're removing are already cut. I cut them last year. We're just gonna be moving in the equipment when we do the grade. They're already laying down, so he's gonna move them out. They're on my property anyway. They're not in conservation. They were just previously cut, and we didn't touch them last time because we couldn't get the equipment in there, but without causing an issue on the grade. So now that we're redoing the grade, we're just gonna get them out while we're there.
Okay.
So,
I'm glad it sounds like the finish line is in sight.
thank God, after like
It's
over a
always nice
year.
to have waterfront property, that's probably not what.
Yeah, I know.
but, yeah, you don't want,
Clayton Lake over there.
okay, so I guess you're all set to go then?
Yeah, we just needed you guys to sign off for permits, right?
And the building department's waiting for your sign off.
Okay.
Everything's,
I don't know if we have to vote on anything. I'll just say that this is not a
I don't think you do.
this is not a conservation issue, that they are free to fill.
Yeah, I just had put the permit on hold, so,
the building permit?
yeah.
Okay. So it came across your desk? Yeah.
So
Okay,
we're good.
you're all set then?
I'll deal with it on Monday,
No problem.
okay?
Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, very good.
Check it Monday afternoon, it should be all set.
Okay,
They'll email me.
okay.
Okay. Okay,
Thank you.
All
You guys
righty.
wanna keep that stuff, or you wanna take it?
Oh, you're more than welcome to have a souvenir.
yeah,
We'll
where are
bury
those
it.
pictures?
Is it okay if I keep the first one?
Okay.
go ahead.
Thank you very much.
And the pictures are on the bottom there. And the pictures are on the
Yeah,
bottom.
take care.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
Two.
Okay, we're going to go back to, we have the minutes for September 19 and January 16. We're going to vote to accept those minutes.
Yep, with thanks to our new minute clerk, Kendra, I'd like to, are you ready for a motion?
Yes.
I'd like to propose a motion to accept the meeting minutes of September and January.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. And David says aye.
I was gonna introduce you guys, but you already mostly know, I know you both know, but Abel and Jack.
Thanks for coming aboard.
Okay, bills payable, is that all taken care of?
Yeah, they've been being paid. I actually didn't, did I bring the folder?
Okay,
I didn't actually bring the actual folder of bills today. Sorry.
I guess there's no public input, everybody has left, they've already inputted. Okay, we are going to go into special executive session now.
Chairman, there was one other item on the agenda regarding the conservation agent's hours. Did you want to address that? It's the highlighted one, right? I'm sorry.
Which one? Oh, that's right, your hours, okay, all right, that's right, okay. Let's, okay, review, discuss, act. I wrote it in, but okay.
Do you have the February one to sign?
What, the minutes?
We can reprint it from the email attachment Monday if we have to, right?
Yeah, but I was just, they were up here. I thought they were. Oh, they're right here. Okay. Sorry, got it.
Okay, all right. We have submitted a budget already, and certainly it appears as though everything that we put on our budget request is going to be accepted. Now, since that time, and the workload that Lisa's had, there's been second thoughts about the budget, and the thought is to add 5 extra hours per week for our agent. So I want to bring that up for discussion, and then to a vote on whether we make that request to the Selectmen and Finance Committee. You know, Lisa right now is a 25-hour per week person. I'm sure that she puts in more than that she doesn't get paid for every week. I know today is a late day for us, so she starts later, but I started getting the phone calls and texts about 8 o'clock this morning, and this is, and I know that, you know, the hours certainly exceed her 25. I'd like, you know, your discussion on, do we request an extra 5 hours per week for her? And it doesn't mean we're going to get, if we vote on it, doesn't mean that they're going to approve it either.
Can I share some thoughts, Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead.
Thank you. So I'm strongly in favor of this. To be honest, I think that bringing Lisa up to 30 hours, even that is unlikely to compensate her fully for all of her time worked, but I think it will at least defray some of the extra time that I think, despite our recommendations, that she probably does anyway. That said, I can tell you that I know that the town's fiscal position is, at this present moment, we're looking at a negative levy capacity, which basically means that our current next year's budget is still higher as it currently is than our ability to raise taxes under Prop 2.5. However, a lot of that is still in flux because we're waiting on some final budget figures from things like the school department and the health insurance premium increases. And so we may very well end up in a position where we're looking to add back, the town may be able to add some things back to departmental budgets. And so in anticipation of that potentially happening, I would be strongly in favor of us issuing a letter to the Board of Selectmen asking them to please strongly consider adding 5 hours a week, because the Conservation Commission is in every way a town department that is as busy or busier than other comparable departments, which have either full-time staff, full-time office managers, and it's fantastic that we now have some support with our meeting minutes, but at the same time, Lisa has barely enough time to do the work of a conservation agent, while she's simultaneously doing the work of a conservation agent and an office manager. So I would really like to, I'd feel strongly if we could issue a letter to the Board of Selectmen asking them to please, if the levy capacity and the budget permits, to please strongly consider prioritizing bringing her up to 30 hours. Because right now, I mean, I feel like as far as running the department and providing service to the residents, I feel like we have a Band-Aid on a broken arm right now as it is. And I would really like to see her made whole and see her brought up to 30. And I think that would be a big value.
All right, I'm going to add something to that in a minute. Do you have any comments?
I was just gonna second.
Okay, we have an account right now. It's the filing fee account on which we have 30-some K. And if they are unable to find the resources to add 5 hours in, I would like to offer that account to go into her salary, to go into the extra 5 hours. It's funding that we currently have. It's not the rollback money. That is pretty much depleted, but it's the filing fees. And I'm not sure if we're going to have,
It's called the Wetlands Protection Act funds.
yeah, okay, Wetland Protection Act funds. We are also, depending, based upon the reply that we get from the Attorney General's office on our new bylaw regulations, we may have additional funds. I don't know where those funds that are coming in, because we're gonna have an application fee, and that, I'm going to assume will go into that Wetland Protection Fund fee, which would add to that figure that I just mentioned. So we could probably cover 5 hours a week for the next 3 years, if it had to be that way. I would rather see it come out of the general funds and to go from there.
For the record, Mr. Chairman, I'm not playing video games over here.
No.
Are you on TikTok?
I'm not worried about, I know what you've done.
So what I just did is I just set an appointment for myself for next Wednesday. Because if you are amenable, if the commission is amenable, what I could do is the Division of Local Services runs an Attorney of the Day program through the Mass Municipal Financial Law Bureau, where between it's either 8 and 12 or 10 and 2, I forget, there's a 4-hour window on Wednesday mornings where local officials can go have a Zoom call with a DLS attorney who specializes in municipal financial law. And if the commission is amenable, I would be happy to ask him, one, if it's permissible for us to use those wetland fees to pay departmental personnel expenses.
We already have the info, but you can ask again. Yeah, but we already have it.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
the other thing that I would ask is how we could structure a revolving fund based on the fee schedule that we previously.
I think that's gonna be important, the fees coming in, with all fees, because right now, a sum of money every time Lisa checks a septic system, funds come in for conservation, but we don't get them.
Oh, wait. Back up. We do.
Oh,
We have been since April, or we were supposed to be since April.
oh, we're supposed to.
That's different, yeah. So back in November of '23, I asked Maureen to follow up on the Wetlands Protection Act funds. And she sent an email out. Do you want me to read it? It's lengthy, but.
Paraphrasing is good.
Okay. She needs clarification of when conservation receives DEP filings, where we were under the impression that the money was legally allowed to be used by the Conservation Commission, and we recently found out that the money's going into the general fund. Do you have any insight? This is an email she sent to, MAC, the MACC organization, Mass Association of Conservation Commissioners. And she got a response from the director who said where she can find the tips on all this information. And then the end result was that we should discuss it with the town treasurer, town administrator, and possibly town council and share this information. So, it was shared, I believe, but let me just say, in addition to discussing appropriate uses of wetland fees, these documents also speak about setting up an account for separate filing fees. Mike Fleming's tips article also refers to this topic. I don't know whether Dayton meeting ever authorized a revolving fund account. According to Charlie, it was. And so since this time, I believe that's when it's been a separate line item. I don't know when the separate line item, but there is a separate line item in there. But it says setting up the Wetland Protection Act Fund. Fees must be kept separate from any fees assessed pursuant to local wetlands bylaw or ordinance fees. Wetland Protection Act fees are typically held in a revolving fund under Mass General Law 44, Section 53E1/2, but only if a revolving fund account has been authorized by town meeting, city council, or mayor. Vote should specify anticipated amount authorized to be spent and permissible uses of the fund. Any unexpected balance of the funds remains in a revolving account at the end of the fiscal year can only be spent if it's authorized by town meeting as part of this reauthorization of the revolving fund for the next fiscal year. Otherwise, excess funds revert to surplus revenue. If no revolving fund is voted, the commission does not get to use the money. The collected fees are deposited into the town's general fund pursuant to General Law 44, Section 53.
So that's why it's been getting closed out to the general fund, because we haven't been reauthorizing the revolving fund continually every year. With the revolving funds, town meeting has to approve them every year, so it sounds like because that lapsed, that balance closed out to the general fund.
Well, we do have one with 33,000, so I don't really understand that, because we certainly didn't collect 33,000 in the past 6 months.
Well, that's what we got that account though. We can vote to authorize that if they accept an additional 5 hours.
I have all this.
Okay, all right. Right now, it appears, that we're all in agreement for Lisa to get 5 hours. So a letter can go to the selectmen requesting that that Lisa gets an additional 5 hours per week from the general funds. If it is impossible for funding to be made in this manner, to withdraw that sum from the Wetland Protection Fund that the commission holds.
I would definitely be amenable to that. The only thing I'd like to do would just get clarification from whether it's DLS attorney of the day or town council. I'd like to measure twice and cut once.
Okay.
And if it's otherwise permissible, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, can you, you gonna find this out on what, Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay, can we vote to, first of all, I'll authorize you to do that, we don't have to vote on that, but to request an extra 5 hours per week for Lisa. If we vote on that, and then how the letter is worded will be up to us, or me, or whatever. But you know how, you know what my thoughts are on that.
Yeah,
From
absolutely.
the general funds or from the Wetland Protection Act funds that the commission holds.
Yeah, would you like a motion?
Yes, please.
I would like to propose a motion to issue a letter from the commission to the Board of Selectmen requesting that they please give Lisa an extra 5 hours and make the budget available to do so through the general fund. And I'll make another motion in just a minute regarding the other funds. I'll just make that as a
Okay.
standalone motion for now.
Okay, is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Can I make another motion, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, you may.
I would like to propose a motion contingent upon legal approval to utilize any other available trust, agency, or revolving funds in the event that Lisa is not able to procure 5 additional hours through the general fund, in order for the commission to authorize those funds to be dispersed to grant her the additional 5 hours.
I second.
Available department funds.
You get all that?
Call me on Monday, extension 106.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And Dave says aye, so it's all ayes.
All right, my son's calling.
Dot the i's.
Okay. Wow, okay.
So that'd just be time to enter special, executive?
No, we're gonna go into a secret session now. Executive session.
I think we have to do the disclaimer first, to enter executive, and then just announce that we won't be re-entering open session.
Okay, The chair wishes to go into executive session under Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, 21A and 2, to discuss pending litigation. There will be no new business after this executive session. The meeting will be called back to order and closed without any new revelations. Thank you.
Good night, Cable.
Good night, people.